They were green. I mean, my pickup was loaded. Yeah, it was heavy.
Good morning, everyone. It's Tuesday, September 2nd of 2025. This is our not regular staff meeting at 8:15 in the morning. So anyway, we'll start off the meeting with the warrant review. As the agenda says, are there questions on page one of the mid-month warrants paid? Any questions?
I had one on the G-Works annual fee and subscription. I just need a clarification as to what that's.
G-Works.
G-Works.
Or I guess this is, I'm sorry, page, wait a second, I might have.
You're on the right page. G-Works, so yeah.
G-Works.
Mr. Chairman, we're going to have.
Yeah, I knew it was a mark.
Yeah, there you go, yeah.
Morning, Park Rent IT Manager. That's the software that Public Works uses out at Road and Bridge that manages all their equipment, maintenance schedules, things like that.
Okay.
That G-Works has.
All right.
Very good. Any other questions on page one? Moving on to page 1 of 8. Are there questions? Page 2.
I did have a question on, this is Road and Bridge here. Tire disposal. $1,672. Rowdy, you wanna? Is there something else we can do with them tires? Can we give them to ranchers, cut them, or something like that? That's what I'm wondering.
Rowdy Branson, Road Bridge Superintendent. That's not all tire disposal. It was a set of tires
Well, balance, yeah.
on a truck, and then there was a $50 tire disposal fee on top of that.
Oh, it's just,
So most of that money went to new tires. I'm not sure why it just says tire disposal on yours.
Right.
yeah, it says tire disposal and balance, that's it.
Yeah.
Well, it says slash.
Tires.
Slides, yeah, disposal.
So, yeah,
When you buy new tires, they always charge you a fee to get rid of your old ones.
yeah.
If they're usable, I keep them and sell them to the contractors, and then, but a lot of times they're just too far gone, so.
Yeah. Okay,
Mr. Chairman,
yeah.
Sheriff, you guys is not here, but I just had a question on the Summit Food Services. We're still on page 2, correct?
We can be, yeah, that's what we're trying to do. So
Jumped to page 4.
Page 2, yep.
Yeah, just the rate difference, that additional payment. I mean, usually there's 4 or 5, and there's 4 or 5, but then there's an additional rate difference. So maybe try and catch up with him later and see if there's what that is.
Mr. Chairman, I told,
What you're talking about, where is it?
Rate difference under Summit Food Services down at the bottom.
Under
yeah,
Under detention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totaled that up, $28,328.30.
Yeah.
Well, and
on
Mr.
that.
Chairman, most of those are just the regular weekly costs for meals, but the rate difference one just caught my attention because it's different.
Right.
So,
And I have a question under detention as well. Having pharmacists in my family all over the place, I wondered if under, it's about 5 or 6
Diamond
now on the
Drugs.
top, the Diamond Drugs Inc., is that something that is put out as an RFP to get those supplies provided, or is it whatever it is? Do we know?
Mr. Chairman, I know we're going to be introducing the new public health nurse manager, but this is something that public health will be purchasing for, no, actually, this is the detention.
This is
So
detention.
I'm not sure they go ahead and go up for bid, or if it's under their contract with the medical.
Okay.
And then they have to use the drug company from there, so I apologize, Heidi. But we can find out for you.
Be interested to know.
Mr.
I
Chairman,
wondered that too.
Yeah.
in meetings with detention and the sheriff here last January, that did come up, and I did find out from the head of detention that they do use a red book to compare their drug prices back
Okay.
and forth. I think you remember I think, Clint, you were there at that meeting with us, and he did say that they used a red book to do that, but yeah, it's extensive, very
Yeah.
extensive, so.
Yep. All right, other questions on page 2 of 8? Anyone? Moving on to page 3. Page 4. Page 5. And 6. Page 7.
Mr. Chairman,
Yep.
I apologize, I had a question on page 6. Under grants, for Walmart, ST45 UNLC times 10 for $479. I looked at the receipt, in the warrant, and I could not determine what that was.
Under grants.
Bottom one.
Yep.
Well, of course, it's an ST45 UNLC X10. What kind of question do you have about that?
Well, I can tell that there's 10 items, but I don't know what they are.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
we would have to, if it's not clear on the invoice, we would have to pull the fund code and go back to that grant site oversight and see what it is. So I'm gonna have to check into that.
That's fine, thank you.
Okay. All right, back to page 7. And then the totals on page 8. Moving on to the county airport, are there questions on the accounting, the Sheridan County Airport? Anyone? Hearing none, I'm gonna say that we are concluding our warrant review. Unless there are questions. Moving on the agenda is staff and elected reports. Call on Mark Reed, County Planner.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, Mark Reed, County Planner. Not a lot this morning. We're just basically working through our applications, CPs, subdivision, variances, et cetera, for the upcoming October meeting. So, yeah, not a lot to add to that. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
I have questions for Mark.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman.
Yep.
Mark, there's a petition to drop a fencing issue out at the Early Creek subdivision. Can you enlighten us a little bit as to what's going on with that?
I don't have any firsthand information on that. As you'll recall, when you guys approved the subdivision, the condition was that they come to some sort of a written agreement on that fencing disagreement. And I don't know, I've heard little bits of information here and there that, well, they can't come to an agreement, et cetera. So they perhaps will come back to you for further consideration of that condition. That's all I can tell you. But I've not received any official requests in our office to do anything with it, so. Does that sound right?
Yeah, it seems like
Hearing something else?
one's trying to initiate it and the other one isn't wanting to.
I believe you're correct in that regard. Yeah.
Didn't the last email say that they were working with Clint? Did they say something? Do you have any information on that?
Mr. Chairman, I received 2 phone calls last week, one from the consultant, one from the owner, both describing an impasse with the neighbor. And I encourage both of them to submit something to Mark so that he can bring it before the board.
Okay.
They, just trying to explain a process. Things don't just magically happen out of thin air. You have to submit a request to Mark.
Okay.
Very good. Yeah.
Well, more later.
Yeah, more to come. Stay tuned.
Yeah, that's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mark.
You bet. Thank you.
Kim.
Nothing, Mr. Chairman.
Misty. Kim.
Nothing, Mr. Chairman.
I guess I'd like to introduce Heidi Smith, our new
Public health nurse
health.
manager.
Yep. Welcome.
Good morning, Chairman and members. I'm Heidi. I am the new nurse manager over at Public Health across the street. So happy to meet everyone this morning.
Nice to have you here.
So for the commissioner's benefit, it's going to take Heidi a little bit of time to get up to speed. So if there's any questions or concerns, by all means, reach out to her, but you might also want to CC me, and then we can dig into how to answer your questions.
I will be relying on my resources a lot today. It's my first day, so.
No problem. Anyway, nice to meet you. Congratulations and welcome. So,
Thank you.
all right.
If there's any way we can help you, also let us know.
Exactly.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You bet.
Thank you. Mark?
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, good morning. Mark Ramber, IT Manager. I currently have a vacancy in my department, and so I'm looking for your approval to advertise and refill that vacancy and get my IT department back to fully staffed.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I move that we fill the vacancy in IT. It's pretty important to us.
I'll second that.
A motion and a second. Any discussion?
Mark, Mr. Chairman, Mark, so it's just two of you right now?
Correct, it's just two of us right now.
Thanks, just clarifying.
Yes.
Yeah, I would agree. It's super important in this day and age to have good IT departments. Anyway. we have
And
a
Mr.
motion.
Chairman, my motion is also cognizant on the fact that after this meeting, you fix my phone for me. Well, I just got a new phone and I don't have Outlook on
I think we
it.
can make that happen.
Okay, thank you.
I was gonna say, there's 24 hours in a day more.
I just got a new phone and I can't get anything on it, yeah.
Hearing all that arm twisting, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed. Motion passes. Thank you, Mark. Rowdy,
Good morning. I don't have anything.
Jesse?
Good morning, Commissioners. Jesse, Sheridan County Emergency Management. Coming to you with a couple requests in regards to grant. It's grant season currently, and so the state has released a few of the grant application openings so that we can start to apply for these openings. And so I sent you all an email this last week in regards to some of the details in regards to the SHSP grant. This is the State Homeland Security Grant Program. And the first part of the funding request is for seeking funding for the perimeter mapping platform. The system provides a live shareable map that responders can update in the field or through the EOC and instantly share with the public. It'll improve evacuation planning, reduce 911 call volumes, provide clear communication during wildfire, floods, hazmat incidents, or large events. It also allows us to map polling locations and real-time status updates during elections, which our current systems cannot do. After the Elk Fire, Sheriff Dominguez also came up with the idea of Know Your Zone for evacuations. This would allow us to complete that task for our citizens. The grant would cover $14,000 in cost for 1 year. This product was demoed for all of our first responder agencies, including dispatch, and all of them in attendance were very supportive of the new platform. Included with that would be the request for the ID card system update. Our current ID card printer is outdated and has already required some repairs. This request includes a new printer and supplies for 1,000 cards. Costs $8,700, along with $2,700 for the Salamander ID card subscription for a year. This card system is widely used across all of Sheridan County by the county staff, city staff, sheriff's office, all volunteer fire departments, the hub, election staff, and all poll workers. They remain a critical tool for us in emergency response and elections. Second application that I'm asking for permission to apply for is continued support for the county bomb dog. This would cover Scouts monthly training in Gillette with B3 K9 and provide needed equipment. The bomb dog continues to be important regional capability for Sheridan County. Just wanted to also note that this grant funding request, if approved by the state, is 100% grant funds with no county match required. And so I'm asking for approval to move forward and go ahead with these grant applications. Again, this is for the application, not guaranteed by any means that we'd receive those funds. It's just for the application only. Any questions for me?
Questions for Jesse on these grant applications?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah.
Jesse, on the first one, the Premier Mac, is this the one, system that was gonna be, they were gonna let us demo for 2 years and then we were gonna have to pay for it? Is that the one that we talked about a year or two ago?
No, we've never done this one before. This was a completely new program and system. And it was specifically because Sheriff Dominguez had asked for some capabilities of the standard zone. We realized during the elk fire that we were having challenges producing maps quickly for the public and getting that information out. That was a real big delay in our system of getting press releases out. And so this would resolve that problem very quickly. And the fact that it's a public-facing map program, we don't have to wait for IT or anybody else to create maps for us. We just send them to the website and you can see there we can change the zones. And I hope that you were able to take a moment to look at that website.
So, follow-up question on that. Obviously, grant for this year, what, do you foresee any point where we'll have to start paying for this program, taking on another program where a grant is not covering?
That's always possible. We wanted to test it out for the first year to see if it provides the service and the need that we have. Going after that, we can continue to look for grant funds. We also talked about the possibility of maybe looking at E911 funds if it's something that we really think is a good first responder program, which would typically fall under those funds. So, or so continued grant funding, or we can also look at funds for that too.
Okay. That's actually, I appreciate you bringing up the E911 funds, because I actually sit on that board, and you're correct, there are funds available, and this would fall into something like that for a future program. Just wanted to make sure we weren't signing into something for ever.
Yeah, there's no if we were to do this and get this award, there's no 3-year contract or anything along those lines. That it's a yearly subscription, and if we choose that we don't want to go forward with it, then we don't have to.
My second question is on the ID card systems. I'm just curious why we provide the system for the hub.
So the hub reached out to us this last year and asked if they could add on to our subscription. They were paying a tremendously higher amount than what we currently offered. And so this program has been grant funded for quite a long time. And so there was some additional costs this year. And so the hub was happy to pay that. So they paid for all the additional costs, including the cost for the ID cards, additional personnel that were required on the subscription, but the cost was minimal when we're adding on just additional personnel from the base cost. So, like I said, the hub has been paying the additional costs since they asked to come onto the system.
My only concern with that is, if we're providing this for one business, even if it's nonprofit, there's always the opening to have to provide it for many others. So I'm not sure, certainly that building is owned by the city. Maybe the city could be the one to sponsor and.
Mr. Chairman. So yes, it is owned by the city, and the city could pay the fee. So if the city pays us directly for the use for the hub, how's that any different than the hub cutting the check and paying for it? So we have this system in play to help agencies in Sheridan County. As long as we're receiving the grant funding, we haven't been too concerned about trying to recoup money, because then we're making a profit off the grant. We can get in trouble for that. But if an agency such as the hub is associated with the city uses our product, they are the ones who actually asked us to say, hey, can we go ahead and do this? It's trying to be more efficient with tax dollars all around.
Oh, absolutely, I agree with that. My major concern comes with, is it open to
If someone else wants to get on and pay us for the service, that extra, then yeah, we have not let anyone as a no. they just have to cover their costs of it. So if it's $1 a card, they're paying the county $1 a card for that.
Okay, as long as it's open to everyone and we're not just saying.
No, we have not cut off anyone.
Okay, thank you, thanks for that clarification.
I also wanted to point out too that we have some agreements with the hub specifically for volunteer services, and they've helped us in the past through some of our planning. And so by having these ID card systems, we have the ability to check people in and out during disasters and emergencies and verify their credentials that they're still employed with those agencies. And so that's the reason why we're happy to have them on there, is because if we use it as a sheltering location or we use any of their staff, which we did during the Oak Fire, then we're able to easily check them in and out and account for their time. So that was just another benefit. And the reason I like to offer these to all of our first responder agencies is because I can check and verify credentialing, but also many of the other emergency managers in the surrounding counties can, and the state uses the same ID card system. So they can scan, won't get details, but it will say whether they're still a valid employee or they're trying to pretend to be somebody that they're not.
I appreciate, again, giving you more information. I'm not against the hub, I'm not against them using it. I just want to make sure that we're not providing one entity that no one else can get, since it is
Absolutely.
people's money.
Yeah.
Other questions for Jesse?
Mr. Chairman, I
Yes.
would move to approve and the first grant, sorry, Jesse, includes all of that. Correct? Were there two that you talked about?
Yeah, the first
Scout
one would be
and-
for perimeter mapping and then ID card system, and the second grant request would be for the bomb dog.
Yeah, I would move to approve the grant application submittal for Premier Map and the card system.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Passes.
Mr. Chairman, I would move to approve the grant submittal for Scout.
Second.
Motion and a second. Discussion about Scout. Anybody? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
No.
Aye.
Motion passes. So you'll be applying for those grants, Jesse?
Yes, I'll apply for the grants, and if we get approved,
See what happens.
we will see what happens. I have another one too. You guys should have received an email from the state directly in regards to the EPG grant funding.
Mr. Chairman, that just came in and it has not been distributed to you yet.
Would you like me to wait?
No, go ahead. You'll be getting it after this meeting.
Okay, I apologize. I thought that was on Friday, so. This is for the EMPG grant funding request. The state instead this year did an allocation, which means that they didn't ask us what we wanted or how much we wanted. They did an internal formula deciding by population, budget, and some other means to determine what the allocation would be. So every county was allocated a certain amount through EMPG, which is Emergency Management Performance Grant. Currently for Sheridan County, we were awarded or allocated $49,200 for this grant funding cycle. And so what I'm asking for is we still have to put in for that grant funding. It could be used for whatever we choose to. Typically that's been used for half my salaries and benefits. Some use it for equipment and office supplies, however the counties choose to use that. So, but just as before, I still have to apply if I choose not to apply for those grant funds, and this is a 50-50 match. Then what happens is those funds are just going to be reallocated to other counties or or retained by the state is kind of the options that are going to take place there. So I'm asking for permission to apply for those grant funds for my salaries and benefits as we typically have.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
I would move to approve the grant submittal for the EMPG grant.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Discussion? Discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
That's all I have unless you have anything for me.
Anybody got questions for Jesse? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Kenny? Clint? Cameron?
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, good morning. I sent you an email last week. I've been asked to participate on a panel discussion at the upcoming Waco conference on Rock Springs. It'll be Thursday, September 25th, I believe. I'm not sure on the exact date on that one, but the conference itself is Tuesday through Friday. I'm just going for the Thursday. This particular session is dealing with planning for the future, long-range fiscal strategies for counties, just talking more about capital expenditures and how to forecast what tools different counties use. That could tools meaning software and or strategies. And then more of a discussion from the audience asking questions. So asking your permission to be able to travel down there and participate on this panel.
I got no problem with that. Anybody else?
Mr. Chairman.
Yeah.
As I spoke with Cameron about this, and certainly I think he would do a fantastic job. I'd really like to see it be, since it's only like an hour-long sit down, I'd almost rather see it be something along the lines, being able to zoom in, instead of having to have you drive down there and then come all the way back for an hour. So that's my preference.
And Mr. Chairman, I responded to Commissioner Jennings by saying, I'm not billing the county for this. This is my own time. I'm not going to be submitting a mileage request. And I have participated in many panels before, whether on the panel or in the audience, and it's just not the same via Zoom. So that's my preference. I respect Commissioner Jennings, but I'm okay with the drive.
Yeah, I'm glad you can make it.
Anybody else got anything to say about that?
Truthfully, I believe that at one point, Renee went to the Waco conference and got a lot out of it to help with what we do at the county. I mean, if you just want to go for the Thursday thing and come back, that's fine, but I also think that Cameron could benefit a lot from the whole conference.
Mr. Chairman, I appreciate that. With audit season going on, I'd prefer to be able to work with the auditor, so I'm just asking for the one day.
All right, very good.
I would agree. The Zoom thing, a lot of stuff gets lost in the electronic transmission. Sorry, Mark, but it's just not the same as being face to face, and it never will be, I'm afraid. So I would say, yeah, go for it.
I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman?
Yeah.
I guess just to clarifying, even though you're not charging mileage, would you be using a county vehicle?
Mr. Chairman, Commissioner Jennings, I would not. The main reason is that they're all booked that week, so there isn't one for me to take, even if I wanted to.
Thank you.
Okay. Anything else, Cameron?
No, sir.
All right. Commissioner Jennings.
Oh, we don't need to vote on that. Okay, never mind.
I don't think so.
It's not a formal, it's just.
Okay, caught me off guard. I don't have anything.
Commissioner Jennings, were you wanting to bring up anything about Penrose?
I appreciate you bringing that up, because I forgot last week when I was kind of bringing it up. I just know that we've talked a lot about, we've certainly heard from citizens, and when we said, hey, we're gonna discuss this, and I'd like to kind of discuss and just throw out an idea for us to chew on, and whether it's even possible or not, I don't know, but this is the opportunity for all of us to think about it. As I was thinking about the actual road, I think we've got a lot of different options. One of them that I kind of wanted to throw into the mix, and I printed you off a map, is the idea of, we certainly have the Centennial Park that is there with the parking right there. I wonder if there's a possibility of making that the new trailhead, because you're talking about 2/10 of a mile to get to where the current trailhead is at. Just possibly thinking of different avenues. There's a couple of issues that I do see that would have to be solved, of course. First of which is parking for trailers. I think that could be an issue, especially in that parking area. And then, of course, the secondary would be the fact that the Centennial Park, since I sit on the Parks and Rec Board as a liaison, they did just pass rules that are now posted that do say no trailhead parking. So we would have to go back through that process. I just wanted to kind of bring it forward as an option for y'all to think about, and I'd like to see us make some kind of decision on Penrail so it's not just hanging out there forever. So, just a thought.
Mr. Chairman?
Yeah.
My only issue with that, Commissioner Jennings, is that it's gonna cost more than $26,000. So now you're spending more taxpayer dollars to move a trailhead when I think we should just pay damages and move on.
Mr. Chairman, I'm sorry, I must interrupt. This is not scheduled, this deliberation that you've now entered into. It needs to be scheduled as an agenda item on a regular meeting and not, I'm sorry, Commissioner.
No, thank you for telling me.
Yeah, I mean, there's just a threshold there. There's a heads up, hey, we should talk about this, and that's fine, it's staff. But when people are responding to each other on the merits, I think that needs to be an agenda item on your Tuesday meeting.
Mr. Chairman, can I then request at some point here in the future that we have a discussion? I'd love to see other ideas brought forward, and let's figure out what we're gonna do.
Yeah. Let's,
Chairman?
yeah, go ahead.
I think that the reason that this is before us is just to give Rowdy some direction on, he's reached out on, what do I do now? And I don't think that is, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that would be, that would be out of line.
Rowdy can ask you for direction.
Yeah.
Robbie, County Road Superintendent. As you know, winter's coming and Road Lane has some potholes in it that I'd like to fix before the ground freezes. So it's not, we don't need an immediate decision, but I need to know something before December if we're gonna keep maintaining it.
I got you. Well, let's plan on having this at our next regular meeting 2 weeks from today. Does that sound okay?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely, thank you.
All right. Commissioner Arzi, anything?
No, that was what I had right there.
Okay. Commissioner Siddle?
I'll just be out next week, the whole week, but I will, assuming that my phone gets updated by our good tech department, I'll be able to check my messages and emails and so on, but I will be out of the office all of next week.
Commissioner Haswell?
No, thank you.
I don't have anything else to add, so we are going to recess. I guess we can adjourn.
We adjourn the staff.
We can adjourn at 8:48.